What is up, hammerheads? Welcome back to the forge. Today we are forging a steak turner, getting ready for grilling season and the market. Stay tuned. Alright guys, I wanted to throw out a quick apology because the videos have been kind of wonky this month. I had gotten a upper respiratory virus and was sick for about 2 weeks. I got antibiotics and it's finally starting to clear out, even though if I get really hot I have a really bad cough still. My whole family had it, so it threw everything off. Hopefully everything is good now and I will have videos back on track every Saturday like I was doing. This month's videos, I'm going to focus on some more market items like the meat turner that we're doing today. And we're going to be doing a couple of, an item out of a railroad spike. Probably do a railroad spike knife. And I'll show you the tongs that I would pick up for it. And also probably going to do a horseshoe knife or something along the lines with a horseshoe. Doing something else with a horseshoe because those sell really well at the market. But that will be this month's projects. Again, guys, sorry for the delay. Because of everybody being sick. Thanks for all the thoughts and the prayers. We truly appreciate it. Also, guys, don't forget to check out all the links in the description for all of the affiliates. If you want to know to use the same program I use to edit my programs and edit the videos, which is Cyberlink, Power Director, check out the link for that also. There's also christianbooks.com and Sportsman's Guide. Also, guys, if you're ever in Ottawa, Tennessee, check out the Knife Shop and Survival Outpost. They have been a sponsor of the channel for years. So, thank you guys. Again, sorry for the delay on stuff, but got everything hopefully back on track. So, let's get started in the video. Alright guys, so for our meat turner, we're using about a 1 foot piece of 3/8 round. You can use 1/4 inch, it works alright too. I just like using the 3/8 because it gives you a little bit more versatility of what you got to do. Alright guys, first thing we're doing is drawing this out to make our handle. Now you can make whatever kind of handle you want to make. I'm going to do more of a small finial and then flip it around to give you a handle to hang on to. But we're going to draw a little bit of this out just to make it a little bit thinner, a little bit longer. All I'm doing is just making this a little bit longer, guys. Thinning it out a little bit so it's a little bit easier to hang on to and not as beefy as a handle. Now, your steak turners, you can make them a little bit shorter if you would like, but try to keep them at least 8-9 inches long so people's hands aren't getting too close to the fire. Also, when you draw this out and you start rounding everything up, your hammer texture and your material. So it looks a little bit more handmade and you don't have like forge section here, then really clean lines and then forge section. So, putting some hammer texture all the way down it. Now, I'm going to come back, round that up a little bit. I'm going to come back, I'm going to create my finial, and then I'm going to make my handle. Alright guys, going to make my finial. Now you make your finial as big as you want. You don't want to go crazy huge and have a little handle. But you do have to take a little bit of time with it when you're making one this big, because people can tell if you do something wrong. Now, I'm going to go back in the fire, and I'm going to when I come out, I'm going to quench my finial, and I'm going to make my handle. Alright guys, just like a hook, you're just going to quench the tip of your finial. Now I'm going right here over the horn. Might not have got it hot enough. Yeah, let me get another heat on it. I don't know, maybe. Alright, got our little handle right there. I'm liking it. just kind of cleaning things up, making sure everything looks good, straightening everything. All right, now we're gonna draw this out. Now we're gonna draw this whole section out a little bit more, and then round it up to give a hammer texture. You're gonna want a fairly thin point on the end. You're not gonna wanna go like super thin, but you're gonna wanna go about as thin as you did right here, so it'll hook into the meat good. As you can tell, guys, I'm really not moving the hammer a lot, moving the metal back to me. Just squaring it up, getting ready to start forging that end out. This will take a couple heats so you can get your speed up, which is fine. Sorry guys, I forgot to hit record. Alright, see how we're making our point. Now I'm going to start, straighten that up, working this material so it's not just a drop off and then there's a point, that there's a smooth transition. That's the reason why we're working back here and working the material down, so it tapers into where your point is and it's not just a drop off or a huge shoulder there, because then it looks weird. Now guys, I've seen where people have made these and they've made their finial this really massive finial. You don't have to do all that. You can if you want to, especially if you're going in to get big roasts or something, but just something for a home use. All right guys, go back in the fire, finish out that point on the end so it's good and sharp. But yeah, just for home use, you don't have to make like a really huge hook on the end. We're gonna do a modest size one, almost about a little bit smaller than what our handle looks like. All right guys, remember at the end, you're just tapping, you're not trying to kill it. Now, rounding everything up. Now, I'm going to leave this squared because I'm going to twist it here shortly, just to add a little bit more kind of contrast to it, just to make it look cool. Just straightening everything up, guys, and getting it good and rounded, especially where that tip is. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is make a half finial. So it's going to make a C shape. All right guys, with your handle straight up and down, start tapping and making a half C shape. That right there. Now, depending if you're left or right-handed, okay? If you're left-handed, you're gonna bend it on this side. If you're right-handed, you're gonna bend it this way. So, I'm just gonna tap it so I know which side I'm going with. Now, I'm gonna go back in the fire and we're gonna bend it right here. Okay guys, I'm gonna take, bend straight down. Now I kick mine out just a hair. That's just because the way I like them, because I feel like they hook a little better that way. So, hand down, then you hook it into it. Very simple design, guys. We're gonna heat it up right here. I'm gonna throw a twist in it, and then we're gonna talk about what we learned today. All right, guys, so let's get real for a minute and talk about what we learned today. Well, we forged our meat turner. Phew, my mind went blank. Meat turners are really simple projects that you can knock out really, really fast at a market or fair when you're doing your demo, or have them already set up on the table, especially if you're doing like a barbecue event. Have a bunch of these. The guys there really like them. Now, if you are making one of these for a bigger roast, like I was saying in the video, then make this hook portion probably about that wide and make it a little bit longer just because of the proportion of it. For this item, for flipping steaks and chicken and things like that on my grill, this will work perfect for that. Somehow I bent that back. I'll fix that. I always like these not perfectly lined up but kicked out a little bit. But just a second ago, I was doing a little straightening and I straightened a little too much. It isn't going to hurt anything. It's my personal preference. Also, you can have these straight in line with your handle. They work great. Or you can have it offset a little bit. Just don't have it to where your hook is up top and your handle is underneath, so they're having to fiddle with it. It should feel real comfortable in the swooping motion on hooking stuff. Make a couple of them, play around with it, but make left-handed ones and right-handed ones. You're gonna make a lot more right-handed ones than left-handed, but it's just 2 seconds of heating your material up and twisting this to make it left or right-handed. So you can throw an extra little twist in it and people get to watch you customize it for them and they get a big kick out of it. Very simple project, guys. You're just making a half finial and then making a closed handle, which would be just a closed up J-hook. Very simple project, guys. I sell these anywhere from 15 to 25 bucks, depending on how detailed I get into the handle. If I throw leaves and everything in there, it really increases the price of them. But you can knock these out and sell them really, really fast. Now, care for these. A care for a meat turner is the same way you're going to care for cast iron. Heat it up, hit it with a wire brush, put a little bit of oil on it, heat it back up. Use a good oil. I hate saying don't use olive oil. Olive oil will go rancid over time. But the same way you would take care of your cast iron, you can take care of this also. Use a good neutral oil. I don't know. Avocado oil works well for things. Vegetable oil, any of those. Treat it like you would your cast iron. If you get rust on it, okay, like you see a little bit of rust right here, take a wire brush, brush it off, heat it up, and re-season it. That's all you really have to do to these to take care of them. So, again, treat it like you would cast iron. Very simple to make, guys. Really, really cool project. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you on the next one. God bless. Keep hammering. Watch out, little spider. I got a little jumping spider.